Former NBA player J.R. Smith is not afraid to put his hands in multiple baskets. The NBA star turned golfer just signed a brand ambassador deal with the apparel company Lululemon. He's currently a freshman student and golfer at North Carolina A&T. So he's also the first HBCU male golf ambassador for the brand as well. Now, when he's not golfing, he's also setting the tone for other athletes by receiving a 4.0 in just his first semester. And I'm sure you know J.R. Smith, he played in the NBA for 16 seasons and he won an NBA championship with LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016. Now, then again with James, he won another one in 2020 with the Los Angeles Lakers. The two-time NBA champion made roughly $90 million during his basketball career, but went back to school to further his education. He's also been vocal about his desire to make golf more accessible for underrepresented minority players.
Converse, the maker of the iconic Chucks, is launching its new It's Possible collection to celebrate Black stories and legacies. It launched earlier this week. It's a spinoff of its online campaign celebrating Black heritage. Converse tapped the talents of three creatives: WNBA athlete Natasha Cloud, product merchandiser Javon Martin, and Converse designer Marissa Bino. Each put their stamp on the collection, which is inspired by their personal journeys. A design for the It's Possible line also includes versions of Chuck 70, the Run Star Hike, and the Pro Leather Rocks.
And 90s clothing giant Tommy Hilfiger is launching a new podcast highlighting the legacies and contributions that Black people make to fashion and culture. The fashion giant says it's necessary to acknowledge, share, and celebrate Black contributions. The limited 5-part series will air this week. It features some of the most notable voices in fashion. Tommy Hilfiger was one of the few brands that appealed to both Black and white people back in the day, but it did run into trouble in the late 90s when an email began circulating that Hilfiger was racist. It led to Black fans boycotting the brand. In addition to the email, Hilfiger was quoted in several interviews saying, "Had I known that African Americans, Hispanics, and Asians would buy my clothes, I wouldn't have made them so nice."
We see what you're doing, Tommy Hilfiger. Now, Google executives and San Jose city officials, they're announcing a $500,000 grant for homeless services, as well as a Black cultural center. Now, the money will be evenly split between the nonprofit People Assisting the Homeless and a service and cultural center project for the city's African-American community. Now, the grants are part of the tech giant's plan to invest more than $3 billion across the state of California. Now, Google's San Jose campus is expected to bring in more than 25,000 jobs, including 6,000 jobs in construction.
A program in Compton is training Black and brown youth how to fly. People of color represent about 3% of all aircraft pilots in the U.S. A nonprofit is trying to change that. It's called the Fly Compton Aeronautical Education Foundation, and its mission is to help Black and brown children make their flying aspirations a reality. The flight training program is 9 months long. Its curriculum includes real-life scenarios that pilots may face, plus FAA-approved instructions used in flight schools and university aviation departments. The program also plans to offer lessons in financial literacy, drones, and mechanics. When I saw this story, I was so excited today because this is a longtime friend of mine. We're talking about 15 to 20 years. Robin Petgrave came here on a mission. I met him when he first started in the city of Torrance, but he wanted to move to Compton to be in a neighborhood close to people of color because, yes, as people of color, you want to have an option to know, I can be a pilot. And if you think about that, I admire what he's doing, what he's still doing. Matter of fact, he said he wants to come on the show, so we got to make that happen.
Yeah, we would love to happen. I mean, studies have shown when kids see themselves and other people, then they know that they can do it, right?
Yes.
So him teaching these young kids is amazing. We'll be able to see more Black and brown pilots. I love it.
And that's exactly what happened. He saw someone helped him when he wanted to be a pilot. And so he's like, I want to give to these young Black and brown boys and girls what someone did for me. And what I really like is that, Romeo, in the story you said real life scenarios, because honestly, we can't deny here, planes are not foolproof. You know, it's still technology here at the end of the day. And so it's really good to know that they're going to give you real life scenarios, not just, it says not just enough to pass the test, really getting you in there and feeling like you're a pilot. So I'm really happy about that.
He's paying it forward.
Love that. Paying it forward. Phillips Chapel, a CME church in Santa Monica, California, is celebrating 116 years. They marked the anniversary yesterday. The church was established in 1905, and in 2005, the city of Santa Monica designated the church as an official landmark. Now, back in the day, it was a spiritual and institutional center of the Black community living in that neighborhood. To this day, though, Phillips Chapel has 11 stained glass windows commemorating many of the prominent families who attended the church. The church is also celebrating another huge milestone. Reverend Jacqueline May is the church's first female pastor in its 116-year history.
And Amazon has announced $10 million in scholarships for underserved high school students to study computer science. So the Childhood to Career Initiative was created to encourage millions of students across several underserved communities with the chance to build life-changing skills through careers in computer science. The Amazon Future Engineer Program, it's going to provide 250 students with $40,000 apiece in a paid internship at the e-commerce giant.
The governor of Pennsylvania has selected the first black woman to lead the state's Department of Health. We're talking about Dr. Denise Johnson. She will be the fourth person to lead the department. Since the start of the pandemic last spring, Johnson helped lead the state's rollout of the vaccine. Johnson says she plans to focus on health equity, including long-term efforts to make high-quality health care available to all Pennsylvanians.
And the Obamas are saying so long to Spotify. Their production company is ending their exclusive deal with the platform they signed back in 2019. Now the Obamas want to find a new deal that allows them to release their podcasts on several platforms. It could be worth millions of dollars. Spotify, though, says the Obama podcast is one of its 5 most popular shows.
And 2 black sibling doctors, they say they want people of color, the elderly as well, and the self-employed to be more medically literate when it comes to your prescriptions. The 2 sisters are graduates of Spelman, and they wrote a book called With Ease, Navigating the Medical Office Visit. Now, this book, it educates patients about the importance of understanding your medications. It's in response to the increasing healthcare needs of black people. Now, the goal is to give an insider guide to patients and help them live healthier lifestyles. And these sisters, they say that they want black people to take charge of their medical care and be informed and armed with insight. The book is available on Amazon. And just a quick dive, a deep dive, not a deep dive, what is the opposite of deep, but just a short dive here really quick into what the book, it's going to, they want you to reduce anxiety when you're speaking to your doctors, which is important. They also want you to take a more active role in maintaining your health, of course, but really what's important here, guys, is overcoming fears and taking medicine, as well as knowing who plays what role in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
And so as a person, a black woman, you know, honestly, we all go to the doctor's office. There is fear when going to the doctor's office and they say, okay, you need to take we need to take this to an expert. And that fear makes you might not want to go. A lot of black people don't even go to the doctor's office, to be honest with you. So having this book here is going to save so many lives because you can read it, and going into your doctor's office, you already just feel so much more cool, calm, and collected, knowing how to navigate the doctor's office visit.
It's a great way to stay informed of the medications that you are being prescribed. So many times, you know, you go in the doctor's office and they give you this for that. You have no idea what you're taking. And these 2 sisters want to help make sure that you are informed and know what you're taking. I love it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, Stacey Abrams will deliver the class of 2022 commencement speech at her alma mater, Spelman College. Abrams will also receive a 2022 National Community Service Award. In 2010, Abrams became House Democrat leader in the Georgia General Assembly. She was the first woman to lead either party in the state legislature and the first black Georgian to lead in the House of Representatives. Abrams graduated from Spelman magna cum laude with a degree in interdisciplinary student studies and was named a Harry S. Truman Scholar.
All right, listen up, Cellmates. Big news from Verizon. Employees there are getting a pay raise. The Verizon carrier is boosting its minimum wage to $20 an hour. Current and new employees, though, are also eligible for the pay bump. Verizon is offering a signing bonus for retail specialists and assistant managers in many markets across the country. The company hopes these changes will help attract and retain the best talent and continue to improve their customer experience.